A memorial lecture was held in honor of a human rights activist and Pan-Africanist, late Chief Abdul Gani Fawehinmi. This lecture happens to be the 13th lecture which centers on issues of public interest. The way forward for a electoral system and democracy in Nigeria, corruption in the oil industry, alongside the educational system. Speaking at the event, the presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party highlights the challenges facing Nigeria as a country, as well as what Gani Fawehinmi stood for during his lifetime.
Gani was fighting for, if you want to know what Gani was fighting for, go and listen to the song of Fela. He said, water, light, food, housing, waiting to them. Yes, so that is what Gani was fighting for. Therefore, go and study chapter 2 of our Constitution. There's no time to tell you the history of how we got chapter 2 of the Constitution. We got it because when they were doing the Constitutional Assembly in 1977, the military brought a few people, Bala Usman, Shegun Oshoba, a few other radicals. And those radicals said, the only way we can ensure that a civilian government will not be useless like a military government is to put inside chapter 2 of the Constitution everything a government must do: social investment, liberty, how to distribute the wealth of the country, and everything, how to fight capitalism. But the military met and said it shall not be justiciable. But the only way to make it work is to make the person who believes in it to go inside the government and give us a government for the people. Now, I have a minute to tell you what has been happening in the country. In this 1 minute, I will tell you what has happened in the country. 80% of the crude oil being made, produced in Nigeria is stolen, and the money is shared by people in government. That's number one. Number two, the people who say they are helping us to fight insurgency in the country are not fighting insurgency, but they are collaborating with the enemies of state to use insurgency to balloon defense budget and waste our money. Lastly, the people who have been in government since 19 God knows what are the ones who want to choose the leaders of our country for us today. And those are the three challenges facing us. We must ensure that we find a government who can give us accountability for our money. Two, who can use the resources to implement chapter 2 of the Constitution. Lastly, for the people of Nigeria to choose from among themselves an ordinary person to be the president of Nigeria.
Also present at the event is the senior advocate of Nigeria, Comrade Femi Falana, who in a speech challenges the government to install the meter which makes it easier to know the quantity of fuel produced daily.
We are also challenging the government to install the machine, the meter. It's a meter that allows the government to know how much quantity of fuel that is produced daily. And then the fuel is monitored. Let me join issues with the Buhari regime on a point that is of vital importance to all of us. The NNPC came out this morning to say that the number of the quantity of fuel consumed in Nigeria is 68 million liters per day.
Lies.
That was a reaction to the statement by the Comptroller General of Customs last week that is all a lie. Let me start by saying this. In February 2020, Resources, DPR, disclosed to the whole world that the consumption rate, daily consumption rate of fuel in Nigeria was 38.2 million liters.
Not less than 40% of Nigerians presently live below the poverty line, even as unemployment rate tops 33%. In view of this, Barrister Afeong discusses how to destroy the system that continues to put Nigerians in poverty.
Colonialism was about stealing. Colonialism, when the white people were here, they were stealing our resources to use our resources to develop their countries. Now, when we gained independence, the black ruling class, the African ruling class that replaced them, are still stealing our resources and using it to develop themselves. So you see that nothing has changed, only the color of the skin has changed. So some of us as Pan-Africanists, as revolutionary Pan-Africanists, we are saying that we need to change the system and make it a system that operates for our own benefit as Africans. And for us to do that, we have to change the educational system, we have to change the economic system, we change the legal system, and most importantly, change the system inside our minds.
Ololade Oke, KAFTAN TV, Lagos.